Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Closers Cafe on a Tuesday morning, September 16th. Exciting times here, especially because I actually figured out my microphone this morning from the start, and I won't be talking to myself for the first 3 to 5 minutes like I was yesterday morning. I've got a full docket today of things that I'm just going to share that I'm doing in my business to generate more conversations that lead to more contracts and ultimately more closings. And that's what the show is really about. And so I've been thinking a lot about in just trying to simplify and break down in its in its most basic form the three ways or three big opportunities of conversations or more conversations for yourself to get more clients. Okay. And the three big buckets to me are as follows. They're number one, your existing database. Your existing database. That would include your sphere of influence and past clients. That would include leads that you've generated, Facebook and Instagram, or you're buying leads, or whatever the case may be. People that are in your database currently, and they might have been there for weeks, months, or years, right? And having strategies to create more conversations and therefore more client opportunities from those. And I've put some resources in the description today specifically for these three big buckets. Okay. So big bucket number one is your existing database. There's a video in the description. Don't watch it now, watch it after our live session here. There's a video in the description of me breaking down 5 set it and forget it ways for you to sell more houses in the next 90 days. And it's all about getting more from your existing database. There is in that list a monthly direct mail AI newsletter template. It's something I've been helping a lot of my folks in my organization, or folks that follow some of my videos and strategies and content, etc. And I look at it or treat it as insurance against those people that already say it again. Those people that already know, like, and trust you. It's insurance against them going and working with someone else because they forgot you're in the business. That's number one. Number two on those 5 set it and forget it ways is retargeting on social media. So people in your existing database, putting ads in front of them to remind them that you're in the business and you can help them. And I'm going to show a couple of examples of ads that I have right now that are running as retargeting ads. Okay. And I'm helping James in my organization with that strategy. What else is on that list? Well, you want to make sure that everybody in your database is either getting a monthly market report or property search alerts, or both. Okay. It's easy stuff that you can set it and forget it one time and will continue to work for you. Another strategy on that set it, forget it list is Google pay-per-click ads, but a different type of ad than what you might have normally associated. It's an ad specifically when people go and Google your name, realtor, your name, realty, your name, real estate agent, etc. And anyway, that's all broken down in more detail. There's a video replay in the description. And with that video replay, I also have a document that has those 5 things. Okay, so that's bucket number one, getting more conversations, contracts, and closings from your existing database. Bucket number 2 is cold outbound. Cold outbound. So doing cold outreach, email, text, phone, direct mail to people that don't know you to get them to raise their hand about, in my case, pretty much all of my cold outbound is to find or identify listing opportunities. By the way, as you're coming in here, as you're coming into the live stream, do me a favor, a couple of things. Number one, like on whatever platform you're watching on, please also know that you can comment on whatever platform you're on, and I should see those comments and be able to address them while I'm live here. I expect to be live for maybe an hour, maybe as many as 90 minutes this morning, because I got a lot of things that I want to dive into and share, what I'm doing, what's working. And really, the Closers Cafe, besides this, initial monologue, the idea behind this is I'm showing you what I'm doing to get more conversations, contracts, and closings, and you can be doing it along with me on these live sessions each and every morning. Okay, that's the idea behind this. Okay, cold outbound. Cold outbound. The reason why we built, right here. The reason why we built swipe4leads.com is to make cold outbound easier for those of you that want to reach out to motivated sellers, potentially distressed sellers, homeowners, people that own property that might be open to entertaining an offer. And if you haven't already, you can get your free trial at swipe4leads.com. And at the top of the hour at 9 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to log in and I'm going to get my fresh 5 leads for the day on the in my Swipe4Leads account. So I'll log in and I'll dig into that in a little bit. Okay, so cold outbound. I also have a process that I shared a couple of, I think it was July 9th, of how to build a targeted, motivated seller lead list with PropStream, and then how to scrub that list, clean that list, optimize that list, and then to cold outbound outreach to those folks. And I have that process completely detailed out for those of you. That's kind of like the advanced version of Swipe4Leads. So Swipe4Leads is like the easy button for cold outbound. And then I have I'll call it a 301 or 401 or maybe even graduate level class or process on that cold outbound. And if you want to check out the replay of detailing exactly how I do all of that, do me a huge favor, drop a comment or shoot me a DM and I can send you the link to our free school community where that training lives. Because of some of the info that I had shared and because of contact details that were on screen, YouTube wouldn't allow it. It took it down, but I have it documented for those that want to check it out. And then ultimately, where you want to pivot to as far as cold is cold inbound. So getting motivated sellers coming to you, raising their hand and coming to you. And in fact, one of the strategies that I'm using for cold inbound generated me a very hot motivated seller lead yesterday, late afternoon. They filled out a form requesting a cash offer for a property here, in Middletown, PA. I had to call several times to get through. It was going right to voicemail. I called several times. I texted. I said, hey, it's going to voicemail. It's going right to voicemail. Just trying to connect with you, ask a couple questions about this property. I finally got a hold of the homeowner, and we have an appointment there Wednesday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, I think at 2:45 or 3 o'clock. So ultimately, that's where you want to go or where you want to get to. And in the description for cold inbound, I have a good place to start, which are some of my recommended sources for inbound motivated seller leads, cash offer, pay per lead companies that are working really well for me. And if you decide to check those out, I have some bonus tutorials, trainings, and even my exact follow-up campaigns, etc., that I'm happy to share with you. So if you check out the information under bucket number 3 in the description and you want that additional info, just shoot me a DM or comment below, or you can text me directly, 717-571-0456. That's my personal cell phone, 717-571-0456. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to what we're, what the purpose of this for me is, which is to actually do the work of generating more conversation opportunities and convert more of those opportunities into contracts. And here's I mean, this is really cool, I think. Okay. A conversation that I shared or that I had on last week's, I think it was Thursday morning's Closers Cafe. I have an appointment with that conversation or with that client, not a conversation, with that contact today at 2. Yeah, today at 2, I have an appointment to show her a property. Her name is Charlene. If you've been watching these sessions, she had texted in my Bold Trail last Wednesday or Thursday, and I followed up with her and got her over to Jared on my mortgage team. He got her pre-approved. He called me yesterday, very excited, telling me that she's a great borrower. She's got significant amount down. She's got good credit. She's got stable income, etc. And she had reached out to me about a specific listing. So we already have a listing that she's really excited about. And it's a property she's currently renting. It's a property around the corner from her rental property. So she's walked by it. She knows it. She likes it, etc. I'll keep you posted on that. But it's kind of fun that already from these live sessions, I can share a client that we have picked up just from Thursday from doing the work that I'm sharing here. My point is, this isn't theory or fluff. On these sessions, I'm sharing what I do to create more conversations and more contracts and fill my pipeline with more closings. I think right now on my board, I have 9 or 10 settlements scheduled. I have a little lull until I got a bunch starting the last week of September, and then several in early October, and then middle October, and then a couple at the end of October as well. And I just want to document all of that for you so that you can do the same. So here's what I'm going to do in a minute. I'm going to start sharing my screen, and now is the work portion of this. I'm going to narrate what I'm doing because it's the work that I do on a daily basis to create more conversation opportunities. As I do that, you can be working as well to have conversations and following along as best you can. Once again, if you have questions, if you're not sure about something, if you want me to clarify a script or something that I'm using or sharing, whatever, please drop a comment. I will do my best to check those out periodically as I'm doing the work and share those with all of you. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen right here. We're going to go to this view, okay? Because I find that this view is small enough that I'm not sharing or showing private information on any level. So one of the first things I'm doing, and I've done this every day on these sessions, is I go to my MLS sends me at 3 a.m. a portal notification summary. And this is just summarizing all of the contacts that I have in my MLS that I have search alerts set up for, who have in the last 24 hours looked at a property or properties. And so I like to scroll through this and to see who's actively looking. So here's one right here that I haven't heard back from Angela in a while. So I'm going to look up Angela here. I'm going to say Angela. That's my subject line is Angela, first name. And I don't remember what her search criteria is. And I want to make this email very congruent to what she might be looking for. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to log into my MLS as I take a cup of coffee out of my, look at this, Happy Father's Day 2011. Hard to believe. And that's like 14 years ago. It's insane. This guy is now playing baseball at University of Louisville. He had a heck of a weekend during their inter squads. And this guy is a monster. This little kid here now weighs like 235, is 6'1", and throws the shot and the discus. He can really chuck it. Anyway, enough about that. Let's where's Angela here? Why isn't Angela Zadon showing up for me? That's weird. Hold on. Why is the search not working? Oh, I'm searching the wrong thing. That's why, idiot. There we go. Okay, Angela Zadon. Let's see her search criteria. It looks like homes in Mechanicsburg Area School District up to 200K. Okay, so morning. Just curious, are you still thinking about buying a home in MASD up to 200K? No, I'm just going to say this fall. And are you still thinking price range up to 200K. Okay. Boom. Now, here's just reality, facts. These emails that I send out, a lot of them aren't responded to, but it's planting a seed. It's planting a seed. They're seeing my name. They're seeing that I am echoing back, that I know what they're looking for, that I'm paying attention, that I'm on top of things. I don't see anyone else in here that I need to follow up with. Charlene here, she is the client that had texted last week that we followed up on that conversation, that we got pre-approved yesterday, and now I'm showing a home to this afternoon. Normally, I would actually turn her over to Cosette on my team, and I will probably eventually have her work with Cosette. But Cosette was not available this afternoon, and I actually have to be over there for my daughter's over near where this listing is for my daughter's field hockey game this afternoon. So I was just like, I'll go show Charlene this. There is one other contact in here that I haven't heard from in a while. Daniel here. I'm going to say his last name, but I'm going to look him up and see what we got here. So I got a couple of different criteria. Okay. All right. Daniel, I'm just curious. Let's see here. So he's looking for something a little bit more unique. Are you, looks like you maybe checked out a property from our listing alerts recently. Would you like me to send you more info on it? One of the things, so I'm trying to illustrate the fact that I don't have one sort of cookie cutter answer or solution. It depends on what do I know about this client. It depends on how unique their search criteria is. It depends how recently have I had a conversation with them. What email script or template have I most recently sent? Like, there's no perfect cookie cutter way to do this. And the only way you'll know what to do and what makes the most sense is to do the work every single day, to do the work every single day. Should I take this call? I'm going to take this call. This is another realtor calling. I'm going to take this call. Hello, this is Josh.
Hey, good morning, Josh. Brad Bible. How are you?
Good, Brad. How are you?
Fantastic.
Hey, full transparency, Brad, I'm live streaming right now. Are you okay with me sharing our combo, or should I mute it?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Brad. What's up?
Absolutely. So I am going up to see Valley 330 Valley View Road.
Yes.
Is that I can't find it in Millerstown.
Oh, really?
Not Millerstown, but Williamstown.
No, it's Millerstown.
It is Millerstown.
Yeah.
It's called Williamstown.
Oh.
That doesn't make a difference. I mean, it's all up there in that same location. But
Okay.
I'm trying to map it to get up there.
Gotcha.
And, Williamstown wasn't happening.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense that it wouldn't show up. No, it's Millerstown. Millerstown.
Okay. Perfect. And your ask on that is 40K.
Yep.
And did you run an ARV on it by chance?
So, I mean, it's a little tough to comp. I think the best comp is what is it? 509 Conrad. I think it's 509 Conrad.
Like 160 something.
That one sold for 200.
Oh, 200. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know that you could get that one to that price, but I think it's the best comp as far as land, some similar property type, etc. It's just it's so rural. It's hard to get many good comps.
Really got to zoom out to find
Yeah.
something even close to it.
Now there was another one. I'm forgetting which one that you mentioned, but there was another one in the 160 range. I think that was somewhat comparable.
That's the comps that came out.
Okay.
About 165, 168.
Yeah.
The property that makes sense.
Yeah.
At that price point. So
Totally.
I'm gonna go up and get some good videos, and my guys, it's
Sweet.
Get all that stuff to them, and I will get back to you probably later on this afternoon.
Beautiful. Love it.
Hey, Josh, you have a beautiful day. Don't work too hard for the rest of it.
You too. Thanks, Brad.
Take care.
See ya. Okay, so a little off script here, but I think that was fun, and that was pretty cool that he was cool with for those of you. I would love to do more of that on these, and I'll try to when I get inbound calls during these live sessions. In Pennsylvania, it's a two-party state. In other words, you have to have permission of the other person to do what I just did there, which is share our phone conversation. Some states are one party, meaning like if I approve of the fact that, whatever. Anyway, so for those of you curious, he is calling on a wholesale property that was a lead that I got from in the description. I talked at the very beginning of the live stream here, the 3 big buckets: existing database, cold outbound, cold inbound. She came from an inbound. She was an inbound lead. It was a cash offer request lead. It took multiple conversations. I finally got in person, and it did not make sense for us to put it on the open market for a whole bunch of reasons. It's a hoarder house. It's really bad. So we actually have it under contract, and that is another agent who's got a buyer who is going to check it out today. That was just confirming some information to go look at it this morning. So that was kind of fun. The whole point of this is kind of like virtual reality of doing the business. Okay, so I have now gone through my portal notifications. There was only 2 in there today that I wanted to follow up with. And so that's good and clean. Next on my list is always to pull up my warm CRM. So my warm CRM, meaning for me, I have a warm, like existing database CRM. It's Bold Trail. We get it with EXP. It's part of our $85 per month fee. It's great. It's not perfect, but it's great. At EXP now, we do have 2 other CRM options, Lofty and Close as well, but I like Bold Trail. I know Bold Trail. It was used to be called KV Core. KV Core, is it perfect? No, but I know it. I like it. I trust it. And I know its limitations. So the next thing that I do is I go and clean up that where I'm trying to make sure that nothing's slipping through the cracks. That I'm staying on top of who I need to follow up with and follow through with, etc. And the first thing I do, which I've been doing a number, basically on all of these Closer Cafe sessions, is going through the new contacts. And the very first thing I do, this is just the painful reality, is I have a smart number, which is just a dedicated phone number for my my Bold Trail, and I get inundated with spam calls. So the first thing I do is I just delete all of those spam call phone numbers. Okay. Now, a little later on in the show here, I'm going to follow up with William, and I'm going to send him a personal video message follow up. I'll share where he came from, the conversation that we already had, and then why I'm sending a video follow-up with him. So that's coming soon. In fact, that'll be next, that I'll knock out after I clean up these new contacts. So Brandon is the lead that I already mentioned here. He filled out a detailed intake form requesting a cash offer for a property in Middletown. Actually, that's not prospect. That's active lead. Is what that should be. And I need to pause this follow-up campaign because I have an appointment with him. So, I'm good to go with that. I'm not going to set him up on a market report or anything. I will appropriately add any action plans or items, etc., after I meet with him tomorrow. And time permitting this morning, either this morning or tomorrow morning, I will show you how I build my pre-listing packet when I go and meet with a seller like Brandon or any seller. The way I do it is I create a Google Drive folder with a bunch of different documents and information and details, so I can be very educated when I walk in and meet with Brandon about what properties are selling for, what our competition is in the market, etc. Like doing that work, I really I ingrain in my brain information about the property that I can then sound competent and confident when I meet with the seller. So time permitting today, I'll do that. If not today, I'll do it on tomorrow's Closers Cafe. And then I'll share on Thursday how the appointment went, because I have the appointment tomorrow afternoon. So this one's good for now. This one, this is interesting and worth sharing. So Vicky, this is a great story, and I've actually shared this story a couple of times. I'm going to stop my share for a minute to share this story, my screen share for a minute to share this story. So Vicky, she came. Here's how this came about. 2 weekends ago, not this week, this past weekend, the weekend before, Vicky went and she visited my cash offer request website. Okay, she didn't fill out the information. Her friend also visited. And because I'm using the website lead capture tool, that actually, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to share. Check this out. I'm going to drop in the comments, because I don't have it in the description here. I am going to share. Where did it go? Doggone it. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, you know what? It was another one that got blocked. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop in this comment, the school community. If you go and join our school community and you go to the classroom on the mastermind replays, there's 2 that you can check out, the July 9th mastermind replay and the July 30th. Check out the 7/9/25 replay and the 7/30/25 replay here. Okay. Why am I sharing that? Because I'm going to circle back on this. So Vicky and Vicky's friend, a woman named Karen, they both visited one of my websites, and for whatever reason that got blocked on Facebook. Who cares? If you need the link to that, if you didn't get it, shoot me a DM or just shoot me a DM or text me or email me, whatever. 717-571-0456. Okay. So Vicky and her friend, they go to my website. They don't opt in. The website capture tool, which is just a script that I have installed on my site that we can do the same for you, captured their information. And not only their information, but it tells you what website they came from. So I know what their intent was by going to this site. So that happens last weekend. On Monday morning, Karen, the friend, texts me. And she says, I wasn't looking for myself. I was looking for a friend. And I said, okay, great. Is she looking for an offer on her property? She said, yes, call her at this number. So I call Vicky. It goes to voicemail. I leave a voicemail. And I said, hey, my name is Josh. Karen, your friend Karen asked me to reach out. Sounds like you're looking for an offer on your property on Charlestown Road. So I went back to Karen. I said, hey, I left her a voicemail. She said she's going to call you right back. She was busy. So she calls me right back and she explains what's going on. The property was actively listed. It was going to sheriff sale last Friday. So it was set for sheriff sale on Friday. And she was desperate. So I had a conversation with her. Basically I find out like, what is the bottom line number? Okay. What's the number that will make sense for you, knowing that she needs someone to save her from it going to sheriff sale last Friday. So she tells me all of that. And I said, okay, great. Here's what I'm going to do, Vicky. I'm going to go find the buyer for your property. And at that point, I'm going to reach out to your listing agent, Paul, because I didn't know until I was having a conversation with her that it was actively listed. Otherwise, I just would have went right to Paul. Okay. So I go and find the buyer. Okay. How did I find the buyer? Well, based upon what she shared, I knew it was a good flip or potentially a buy and hold, like a burr, And I found that there was a flipper that had just flipped a property on the same road, like literally a few doors down, and they had just sold it like a month ago. I call him. He says, yes, I'm interested. Can I take a look at it in 10 or 15 minutes? He goes and looks at it. He gives me his number. I go back to Paul now. So I went to the listing agent now. I said, hey, I just full transparency. Your client, Vicky, reached out to me needing an offer on her property. I went and found a buyer. Here's his offer. His offer was too low for them. And I said, okay, I totally get it. They said, the listing agent said, she's got some friends and or family that will help make sure that it doesn't go to the foreclosure or the sheriff's sale, etc. 24 hours pass. I say, hey, my guy's still there. If she still needs a solution here. Later that day, he says, yes, write it up. She's good. She's ready to go on it. We actually were under contract. We're settling at the end of the month. And that was all by me being a creative problem solver. All of that, man, oh man, that was a long route to get to this point. During this process, because I added her to a specific smart campaign, it added her to a mailing list and a direct mail campaign, which she got that direct mail piece and scanned it, which is why she's showing up in my Bold Trail CRM again. And it also means that I need to delete her from this list so that she doesn't continue to get mail, because we already have provided her solution. Where the heck is her? Maybe you know what? Did I delete her? Oh no, I didn't. Okay, I'm going to delete that so she doesn't continue to get direct mail as we're under contract and settling on the property. Man, that was a long story, but you get the point. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not just going to delete that. I'm going to delete this record here because I'm representing the buyer. I don't need her in here. These, you know what? Let's go back here. By now, it should have sunk in the deleted phone numbers. In just a couple of minutes, I'm going to log into my Swipe 4 Leads account and do my fresh 5 leads for the day. And you can do that along with me. If you don't have an account yet, sign up for a free 7-day trial at swipe4leads.com. The number is, or the info is scrolling along the bottom. It's also there or there. I always get confused which direction. Okay. The rest of the new fresh leads, I don't know where some of these folks, I don't know where they are landing on my page. Actually, I think what is happening is by going live here, I'm getting agents that are then going and Googling me or checking, looking for information on me. And then our website lead capture tool is grabbing them and they're showing up in here. So I'm just going to go ahead. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to I have a catch-all email that I send to these leads. I shared it yesterday. I'll share it again today. It just says, saw you were checking out our website yesterday. Is that right? First name. How can we help? Let me know. I'm just going to send that to Clayton. Here is the name. And I'm going to change this to, and I mentioned this yesterday, but new leads show up as a new lead. And then I move them to prospect as I do this work. That way I know that I've done this work with them. In other words, that I've looked at them. I've done what I call lead dispositioning to make sure that I have them appropriately dispositioned. Okay, so this one was going to schedule a call. I wonder if this is another agent. Regardless, I'm going to move this to prospect, and I'm going to send that same email right here. And I'm going to go next. Needy Frisbee. Where did this person? Okay, so this person landed on our cash offer page. She's in New York. So I'm going to change her to prospect. And I'm going to add her. Delete this. Add her to my cash offer lead smart campaign. Yeah, next. Who is this? Okay, this might be, yep, this is another spam, scam, whatever. If you get leads coming to your website or into your CRM that tell you to message them on WhatsApp, delete them. They are a scam. They're not a real buyer. The first time it happens, you'll probably get excited. How do I know? Because I did. The first time this happened, it seemed legitimate. The buyer told me her budget was like 1 to 1.5 million. So I'm even more excited. Oh boy, I could I might have the opportunity for this big commission. And then I realize when she said, oh yeah, can we move the conversation to WhatsApp? And I was like, oh man, scam, spam, whatever. Anyway, such is life. Okay, let's see here. I want to make sure we don't have any questions. So no comments or questions. Come on, people. Do me a favor. If you just hopped on or if you've been watching for a while, hit the like button and make sure you turn on notifications. And if you're watching on either of the YouTube channels, hit that subscribe button. Please and thank you. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to log into my Swipe for Leads account, and I'm going to get my my 5 fresh leads for the day. And I'm gonna text and email those leads. Okay, so Swipe for Leads, for those of you who don't know, is a web app that my buddy literally with my feedback and sort of like direction and the big picture concept built out literally in less than a month to solve a problem that I think is out there for many of you. Is the problem being like you don't have fresh leads to be working on a daily basis, specifically on the listing side. And so, oh golly, let me see here. I might have to do a password reset again. So I don't know why. Well, I do know why. So I'm having problems logging into my accounts because for demoing purposes, etc., I have multiple different accounts with the web app, and then it gets confused when I'm trying to log in with one email address or the other. So while I'm doing that, while I'm doing the password reset, what I can just tell you again is you can get set up very quickly and easily. You go to Swipe for Leads, you enter your email address. On the next page, you'll put your name, email, and phone number, and you'll choose your password. And then you will set your criteria of the type of leads that you want. So you will choose the city or zip code that you want to get leads in. You will then choose the minimum number of bedrooms you want the properties to have. You will choose the projected price range. And I think the minimum is 50,000 plus, and it's up to, I don't know, several million. And then you will choose the seller lead type, which I'm actually going to show those criteria as soon as I can get my password reset and log in here. I will show you what those criteria options look like and how you can edit them every day. You can change your criteria as often as you like. Let me make sure that it's not going into my all mail bucket. I think there might be a slight delay on oh, you know what? I might know what the password is actually. I changed it so many times that I think I forgot it, but let me try this. Again, it is I think it worked. All right, dang it. No, it didn't. Son of a gun. All right, hold on. In a minute, actually in a couple of minutes, I'm going to tie up a loop that I opened up a little bit ago, which is William, the lead that was at the top of my CRM. His name is William. We actually had a conversation. He came in as a Zillow lead on one of my listings. It's a land listing that I have right now. And I'm going to share the conversation that we had. Conversations, contracts, closings, right? I'm going to share the conversation that we had, and then I'm going to record a personal video message and send to him. That is one of my most effective tools for continuing the conversation and like locking in the fact that when they're ready to write a contract, that I will be the agent that they're choosing to work with. In other words, it's one way that I stand out, and I build that relationship. And it's also, the big thing is, let's face it, most people will only meet with one agent. and at most, people are interviewing 3, but 75% of people do business with the first agent that demonstrates that they're competent, basically. And so when you do something that differentiates and creates a personal connection with them, you're way more likely to get that business. For some reason, the password reset is not coming. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to pivot because this happened yesterday too, and it just took a couple minutes for it to come. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot to that piece here. So William came in overnight, and with Bold Trail, I have it set up so that when someone like William requests information about one of my listings on Zillow, they automatically flow into my Bold Trail. So he came in overnight, and I'm actually going to go to this for this. So I'm going to go here, which is, so he came in overnight, and he asked some questions through the Zillow form. He asked, is it in a floodplain? Is there creek access? Is it a lot that's buildable, etc.? This is a land listing that I picked out using the cold outbound process that I detail on that July 9th mastermind that I've mentioned several times during this live stream. Okay. So I got this listing client from that process. I listed the property, and now I've generated this inbound lead, right? This inbound, this would fall into bucket number 3, the cold inbound, or even at this point, it's now warm inbound lead who has something very specific he's looking for. So I answered the questions that he asked. This was early in the morning, and early in the morning, thanks. Let me know what you come up with, or if you have know of something else. I would even be open to an old cabin or house trailer or land that I can remove and build a new cabin in its place. I sent him even more info on the listing that he had asked for, so deed information, permitting information, etc. I also sent him another listing that I just went live with, that we have 2 offers on that I need to review with my client today. But we haven't accepted an offer, so I figured I'd send that to him. He said that one's a little bit more than he's hoping to pay for. He lives in Spring Grove, looking for something, cabin hunting, camp getaway within an hour to an hour and a half, and hoping that it would be close to state game lands or a state park that would be huntable. I saw a listing, but it seems like it was pending. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send him a video update with a couple of things here. So I'm going to pull up the land listing that he had requested info about, because I think there's a document here. Yeah, the vacant land info sheet that I forgot that I didn't share that with him. But more than that, I'm going to let him know about another parcel of land that I think might be a good fit based upon what he's sharing, that I am listing maybe as early as later this week, that also came from cold outbound, the exact process that I share in that July 9th mastermind, that has now turned into that land listing, which we're going live next week, and a 2-unit listing that's going live in a couple of weeks, which that 2-unit listing has already turned into more clients, right? Like, oh boy, it's fun. Let me find Steve here. Stephen White. Let's see here. So I just need to find the parcel number so I can bring that up and show. Shoot. Why did I not have it? Okay. Well, I can find it. So right here. Let's see here. Let me log in. Here's PropStream, one of my favorite tools. It's an incredible data source. I've got tons of content on different ways to use it to generate more listing opportunities, to find active buyers, and just about everything in between. It's just incredible data source. Okay, there we go. I need to find this. And one of the tools I love with PropStream, when I pull up a record, is I can find linked properties, meaning the same owner, their same ownership info and details, And so Steve has 4 properties that he owns. I'm listing this one, and I'm listing this one here. So what I'm trying to do is find the parcel so I can pull it up and share some info with William. I'm going to pop it in here. Huh. Why is that not coming up? Well, that's weird. All right. Well, then I'll have to show it. Let me do this. Where? Think here. Let me think here. Why is that not showing up? I found this before. Oh, I know what I can do. Bear with me here. Problem solving. 221 Boots Hollow Road. 221 Boots. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Now I got it. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put William's name on the Make It Big app. So I put William's name on the Make It Big app, and then I shake it up so that it, whoop, geez, I don't know what happened. I'll shake it up so that it's on my screen here. And I'm going to start recording. I'm going to bring this up here. Okay. Hey, William, I forgot earlier to send you the vacant land info sheet on the one that you had originally reached out to. So I'm going to email that to you here. But I also wanted to let you know about another parcel of land that might fit what you're looking for that we will be listing as early as later this week. It's in Newport, and it's not this mark here. This is the owner. This is his property that he lives on or resides at. It's actually this parcel here. It's a little over 4 acres. And there's a cleared area. You can see the cleared area here that would be great for a cabin, or you could put a mobile on it, something of that nature. And it's wonderful mountain land. You can see that you can actually hunt over the hill. You could hunt on the land. It's fantastic. I think we're going to list it at 75,000. Probably some room to negotiate there, potentially at that number, especially if you made an offer that made sense for him before us having to go through all the hoops and hurdles of listing it on the market. So I'm going to send you this one, this vacant land info sheet. Let me know if you'd like more information on this parcel. I can send you that as well. And if you want to chat on the phone, I'm available later this afternoon to chat as well. All right, so I got weird things going on. Can you guys still hear? You could still hear all of that. Okay, good. And I also want to make sure. I think. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, so here's how I then edit my Loom videos. I say for William from Josh, vacant land options. Okay. I love that Loom makes it easy to remove silences and filler words, because no matter how hard I try, I say and a lot. So it's kind of nice that I can remove that. It also will add a link to here, and I'm going to put the Meet Josh link, which is just kind of like, for those of you wondering, that's like my contact card. Okay. My contact card, which just makes it easy for him to reach out to me. So I'm going to do this here, and hey, William, check this out when you have a minute. I'm attaching the vacant and info sheet as well. Now, for those of you who are wondering, like, why am I wasting, or you might be thinking this, why am I wasting time on vacant land parcels that are less than, $100,000? Well, I can tell you the reason why I'm wasting my time is when I list something like that, I don't list it for a percentage. I list it for a fixed fee. and I won't list them for less than $5,000. I won't do the deal for less than 5,000. And I have 2 that I listed recently that were already under contract on one that was right around 100,000, and I got $7,500 commission. And for those of you who are curious how I'm doing that, maybe I can share that on an upcoming session, or you can call or text me and we can chat about how I'm doing that. Okay, on Swipe for Leads, I get error message when I select out-of-state area criteria. I changed to tired landlords, no error message, but only gave me 1 lead. Okay, so Harold, that tells me that there's something with the criteria. You're either selecting a zip code or a city where there just aren't results available, or something else is going on, which I would be more than happy to troubleshoot, potentially here live. If you could also comment what zip code or city you are choosing, I can potentially troubleshoot that while we are here live on the session. Where is the password reset here? So bear with me. I don't know why that is not coming. So let me try something here. Let me try something else. Just bear with me. Try that. Okay, let me try. That. And he did. Thank you for putting that in there, because this is actually, it gives me a great opportunity to address a potential issue that is coming up for many folks. Okay, so the data that we're using for Swipe for Leads is the same data that PropStream uses. Okay, it's essentially the best data that is out there. So if I choose Ventura, California, okay, and I choose, I think you said, let me just, and it's possible there's something wrong with, it's an actual bug, or it could be that the data is not there. And so I would love to troubleshoot. Here, estimated value, 500 to, what did you say? You said 500 to 3 million. Okay. Okay, interesting. So it might be an error issue, not a data issue. So let me check here. You said you tried first. I think you said absentee out of state. There are 601, so you should have definitely gotten results. And then you chose, what did you say? Tired landlords. Now, in the saved criteria, Harold, do you have Ventura, California, or do you have a zip code, or do you have both? And Harold, what I'm probably going to do is connect you directly with the developer so we can figure out what is going on in your scenario, because there's something about the data set for where you're searching that just isn't working, and I don't know exactly why, but Sean and I will get to the bottom of it for sure. So just, if you could be patient with us, and the more users we have using the platform, the faster we can get feedback, and the quicker we can make improvements and work out all the kinks. So here, you know what? I'm gonna try something else here. Just bear with me. I have a couple other things that I want to share. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. While I'm trying to figure out the login issue that I'm having, I am going to share a story, because I like sharing stories, and I think there's a lesson in this. So using the cold outbound process that I've referenced time and time again here, I got the owner of a parcel of land. See, I had my lead. I had it right. Okay. Well, Now I can log in. But I'm gonna finish the story here. So using my cold outbound process that is detailed again, July 9th, mastermind in the school community, and I'll show it here on the screen real quick. It's right here. So if you join the community, it's completely free. You go to classroom, you go to replays, and you go down to July 9th. So using this strategy, I got a hand raiser. In other words, I got someone that said, yes, I'd be open to selling the property. So I then, I think I got on the phone with him pretty quickly because I wanted to confirm a couple things because it was hard for me to find some details. Great conversation, great guy. And we agree on a price. And I've done vacant land deals myself where I've purchased them and either done something to improve them or resell them, or sometimes I just purchase them and put them back on the market. I get videos and a video and photos and put it back on the market myself. He was offering a very fair price in my estimation. Well, we go round and round, and there's confusion about what the parcel actually is, and the deed information is confusing and convoluted to the point where I even I had a surveyor I've used in the past take a look at the scenario, and what he figured out is the APN number, the parcel number, was actually included in another deed, and all that means is David, who is the seller that I was working with, he doesn't really own anything. Somehow or another, he has the deed to a property that's part of another deed, and it's not anything I can help with. But here's the lesson in this. I spoke with him yesterday, and because I explained, I'd sent what I found over the weekend from my surveyor that basically, like, there's nothing for him to sell. And here's what he said. He was raving about how great I was and how much he appreciated me going over and above to figure out what's going on with this parcel. And I said, well, it's because I really wanted to buy it. Like, I am going to go out of my way to refer you to anyone who is thinking about buying or selling real estate. And he said, and you don't just do the traditional stuff, you do like anything. And I said, yeah, of course. So I turned this person, I did not know David. He was completely cold to me in August. And I've now turned him into a raving fan. And I mean, I don't know what this is worth, but apparently he and his wife are in the Rolex business. And he's like, hey, listen, if you ever want a Rolex at cost, just let me know. I'll hook you up for all of your hard work and diligence. The point is, when you go over and above, and you follow up and follow through and you do the things that you promise you're going to do, like, good stuff happens. And if you just commit to doing the right things over and over and over, you'll get to a point where business will just come and find you. You won't even have to work for it. Now, one thing I'm going to do to proactively remind David of the fact that he can be sending me business is I'm adding him to my direct mail AI monthly newsletter. So definitely going to do that. Harold, I'm going to have to get you connected with Sean. That doesn't make any sense. I can't figure out what would be going on there based upon what I'm seeing. So there must be something funky going on, and we'll get to the bottom of it, and we'll hook you up for the troubles, no question. But I'm just going to directly connect you with Sean. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show on my desktop logging in and getting my 5 fresh leads. So this is my account, and it looks very, very similar on your phone. This is where you can change your criteria. Right now, my criteria are the zip code I live in, 2+ bedrooms, 100 to 500, and vacant properties. Vacant properties. So that's my saved criteria. And for me to get my fresh leads, I go get today's leads. And here are my leads. Okay, lead number 1. And I'm gonna. Can you? Oh, look at that. Yeah, you can drag it to the right. Whoop! What happened? View my saved leads. Son of a gun. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, that's weird. I dragged it to the right. Well, here they are. And then once you have your leads, when you click on them, okay, when you click on them, you have all of this information, easy peasy access. And if I tap on email, well, from my phone, when you tap on it, it will pre-populate a text message and an email message that you can send to them. I'm going to manually do this. Oh, look at that. It works on messages too. Ha, look at that. I'm working with Sean. We're going to change the scripting on this. Hey, Gregory, would you consider selling your property to a private client of mine? Boom, share. This is a blue text, which means, it's iPhone to iPhone. What does that tell me? This is a real phone number. It might not be Gregory's, but it's a real phone number. This is definitely Gregory's. I mean, to me, this seems like his email address. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it over here. I'm going to change it to be sending from my EXP for Gregory what is his 1540 3rd Street? 1540 3rd Street. Morning, Gregory. Would you consider selling your property at 1540 3rd Street to a private client of mine? Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. And then you do that 5 times with your 5 fresh leads for the day. And that goes a long way towards creating the habit of more conversations. And one of the reasons why we designed the app to do some of the things that it does, which is incentivize you to create streaks or the habit of continually going in every day and getting your fresh leads and reaching out to those leads, is we're treating it or thinking of it like a gym membership, right? The habit of going to the gym is a healthy habit for your life, for you as a person. And for the lifeblood of your business, the habit of reaching out to and having conversations with potential clients is like the lifeblood. And here's what I find. The sooner each day, the sooner I do the work of the conversations, the stuff that I'm sharing on these Closers Cafe, the easier the rest of the day becomes, right? It's kind of like working out. When you work out early in the morning, you feel like you've accomplished something already. It's like making your bed in the morning, right? When you make your bed in the morning, you feel like you've accomplished something for the day, okay? And if you have the habit of using Swipe for leads and you go in and get your fresh leads every day and you do the cold outbound outreach to those, over time, it compounds. Are you going to get, I don't know. Are you going to get like a deal every week from using the app? No, maybe, probably not. But if you do it long enough, you should start getting one every month, every quarter. And for what we're charging for it, it's a steal, right? And we view it as like, again, it's getting you into action. It's creating the habit of getting in motion. Okay, I'm going to go back through my emails here to see if there's anything else that might be valuable to share or dig into while we're still live here. And you know what? I've got some time. Let me just double check something here. Let me do this. I'm going to do 2 things. 3 things. I'm going to do 3 things. So number 1, we're going to dig into my cold outbound CRM, my cold outreach CRM, and tie up some loose ends on some conversations and responses that are coming through with that. I'm going to very quickly show you how I build out my pre-listing packet for, in this case, for the appointment that I have tomorrow. And then what was the other thing I was going to do? Actually, I'm going to start by this. Before I even went live here, I went live at 8:30 this morning. Between 8 and 8:30, here's what I was doing. I was reaching out to two listings that I have that are coming soon to the clients to outline, hey, here's where we're at. Here are the next best steps. Here's what we need to do. I reach out to them. We had that inbound call from Brad about my wholesale listing. That is because I texted him before we went on here. Basically, 8:30 a.m. Eastern for me. That's the go button. That's the go button. That's when I start rocking and rolling. And then what I won't be able to do on live here is what as soon as I'm done going live, I'm doing my phone call follow-ups with my hit list, people that I've talked to or leads that seem to be motivated that I haven't actually talked to on the phone, and really own that. Okay, so my cold outbound engine. Let's dig into that right here. So I'm going to go to conversations. This is ProEdge CRM. If you want to check this out, if you want to get signed up for it, just let me know. I can get you the link and a discount for it. And I am working with the creator of that to make basically a white label version of it, specifically dedicated to the cold outreach that we're talking about here. This script is working like crazy. Hey, Kathy, would you consider selling your property at address? And even when you have a grammatical error, which this does, which I don't know why I haven't fixed yet. In fact, I'm going to fix it since I found it here right now. I'm going to go ahead and fix it. It's in snippets. Let me see here. Golden. I call this my golden letter template. My golden letter template. This script is working like crazy to get responses, which is, hey, Harold, would you consider selling your house or your property to a private client of mine? I'm going to make those changes real quick. And now back to conversations. And when you do this, you get a bunch of people that say end, meaning they don't want it. You also get people that say no, they wouldn't consider it. And instead of just ignoring that, I say, got it. Thanks, Kathy. If, when anything changes, parentheses, or if you hear anyone talking about selling in the area, please let me know. Have a great rest of the week. Bada bing. Now, I have one. Oh, where did he go? Daniel. I have one in particular that I'm working on an offer for. Here we go. Again, I just want to show proof of concept, right? So like he responded. He just said price. Let me work up some preliminary numbers and get back to you this afternoon. Does that work for you? Okay. And then he said, I take it this is a scam. And he said, why exactly? And I said, why exactly would you say that? We just got extremely busy this afternoon, so we don't waste our time and yours. Do you have a price in mind you'd like to get for it? No, I don't. It's fine. You got busy. Just was checking. There are some scams going on around. That's all. Yeah, I totally get it. At least, man, oh man, my typing was terrible. I probably won't be able to get you a preliminary offer until the morning. Okay, thank you. Then I confirmed some information about the property. And then I sent this preliminary. I haven't heard back from him yet, but I'm going to give him a little nudge, if I don't hear from him soon on that. And there was another one that I wanted to share in here that I'm waiting to hear back from. Oh, I need to get rid of Daniel. Where was the other one? Doggone it. Oh, unread. Go number Benjamin Wilson. So again, so I said this. He said, I own the property at 417 Bobcat Road as well. They share a well and septic. They would need to be sold together. Make me an offer. They both have long-term tenants. How much are the tenants paying? Do they pay their own utilities? To which he responded, would you prefer all cash or you open a payment? I'm usually a cash guy, but with some damn money and the right interest rate, I would consider payments. Meant to say some down money. That's funny. And then I said, that's fine, no rush. So what I'm going to present him with is a couple of different options. I'm going to present with him 3 different options. I'm going to present him a cash offer option, a creative offer option and a option to list the property on the open market and see what that brings. So thought I would share those. And I got to do this work anyway. So I'm going to do the work of putting together my pre-listing packet for the appointment I have tomorrow. Do me a favor, if this is helpful, useful, etc., please like, please subscribe or turn on notifications depending on where you're watching this, and please share this with other agents who might get benefit from this, these daily closers cafe sessions. So here's what I'm going to do. Share my screen. Bada bing. Google Drive. So Google Drive, new folder. 65 State Street City. So I know what it is. I don't need PA because. Okay, open it up here. First thing I do, I pull. I want AVM data. I want automated value data, and I want to pull it from as many places as possible to see what the aggregate number is. So I start with RPR. This isn't a great number. Well, I'm sorry. The AVM confidence is low because it's an old property. It's kind of unique and different. There's a lot of weirdness going on with it. I'm going to take this call. Hello, this is Josh. Okay, I thought that's what it was, but I didn't want to miss here. So Brandon Murray. I'm going to go seller template. And while that's building, I'm going to go to my next data source. I use PropStream. So PropStream has its own AVM built in. It also has a bunch of other useful data and information. It's also a great comping tool. I don't use that enough with it, quite honestly. But it is a great way to comp properties. And maybe since I'm bringing it up, I'll dig into that. Find the property here. There we go. So you can see here, it's got an automated valuation tool. You can look at comparable nearby listings. I mentioned the linked properties earlier in this live session as well. I'm just going to print this. And it says I need to save it. It's going to make me. Okay, so I'm going to download that. Now, if I wanted to comp it, here's what I would do. You go to comparables and nearby, and you can choose your search criteria, right? So I think this is like 2,000 square feet. That's pretty good range. I don't want a year's worth. I want like since I don't know, since March. Let's see what that comes back. And then I want property class. I want residential. And property type, single family, because it's a single family. So now I've got comparable sales, all of them a lot higher. So that's good. That's good. Okay, so now I've got two of them. I use another one. I have, because I'm a licensed lender and we've got a great lending team, which by the way, if you need help on that front, let me know. I've got a couple of great LOAs that I'd love to refer you to and see if we can, help you with some business. And by the way, there's an incredible refi promotion that we have going on right now. We're getting a number of clients refied and locked in the low fives right now. I know it's not like the twos or threes like a number of years ago, but for a lot of folks, it's really good. Anyway, House Canary is something that I have access to through one of the lenders that we have. It's like an additional resource that they provide. So I use this because I want as many different data points as possible. What's interesting is the values keep going down the more I look at these, right? So I can download this now. Folks, I know that I move really fast. So a couple of things to understand. All of these live streams, you can go and watch again later on my YouTube channel or on Facebook. The YouTube channel is probably the easiest, Josh Schoenly Coaching YouTube channel. You can slow them down, you can speed them up, you can stop them. You can even take the transcript and pop it into Chat GPT and say, can you summarize this? Or can you pull out the script that he mentioned around the 1 hour mark or whatever? Like there's lots of cool stuff you can do with that. I talk fast, I move fast. It's not to like confuse or to throw you off. It's just, I got a lot to do and a lot to get done. And, I want to share as I'm doing the work. Okay, so I got that one. So I got RPR, prop stream, UWM, and then we have Remine with Bright MLS. Now, you may be thinking, what if I don't have all of these things? Well, here's what you can do. You can go to Zillow, Realtor.com, and Redfin, and they all have their own AVM tools, and you can pull those up, which I'll do that in a minute here, I guess, just to illustrate that. But in here, it will pull First American, Redfin, and Zestimate right in here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and print those as a one-page public record, one page, and that will have the data here. But as I mentioned, you could just go to Zillow and look at the estimate from there. You could go to Realtor.com and put in the property address and pull that information there. I mean, you don't have to do it exactly the way I'm doing it and use the tools exactly that I'm using. So in this folder, I'm going to put these downloads. And then I have some other downloads that I always put in here because I will share this, depending on what option they choose, I will share this Google folder with them. And depending on what conversation or how in-depth the conversation was beforehand, I may also share this with them ahead of time. I typically don't do that, but there are some exceptions to that. So a couple of other PDFs that I include in here. I include a home pricing, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I include a home pricing PDF that I get from Bold Trail. I include a pre-shoot checklist from my photography company. And if it's more of a retail sale, there's some other things I'll put in here about prepping your home for sale, things of that nature. The last thing I'm going to do, and I would say that this is probably from a market knowledge perspective, this is probably the most important thing that I'll do, is I'll go in and pull and look at the competition that's actively listed as well. I'm going to clean out some of this stuff just because, man, oh man, how quickly I get a bazillion tabs open. Jeez, Louise. Okay, residential sale. I want Middletown Borough because this is in Middletown Borough, and really I wouldn't consider anything outside of the borough to be comparable. Okay, and I'm going to say 100. Actually, I'm going to say 75 to 200, and I'm going to choose detached or semi-detached. Okay, so there are 4 active listings. I want to go pending and closed, and I want it to be closed in the last 90. And I also want, this is a very old house, so I want year built 1850 to 1920. Okay, so I've got 11 results here, 2 active, 1 pending, and a fair amount that have actually closed. Interesting, but they're all twins or semi-detached. You know what? I'm going to go, one other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go 3 plus bedrooms. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go 3 to 4 bedroom because I think this is a 3 bedroom with the possibility of a 4th. Now I've got a more manageable number. I've got 7. I've got 1 active. That's our competition. And I've got 3 closed. All of these are I can tell by looking at these numbers, these are retail sales. And this is a property that needs work and will not be, we're not going to be selling it at top of the market, but at least it gives me an idea of what the top of the market will look like. Okay. I can tell by looking at these, they're also not entirely comparable to our specific property. It's a very unique one. And so valuing it is going to be a little bit tricky. And it may mean that that I push them hard to go the what we call our 7-day stress-free sale process. So I'm going to download this PDF. And we're just going to call this, whoops, that's not the right thing. It's only one property. I want them all. Back to results. All, print, PDF. We are definitely going to, we're definitely coming in for a landing here. Coming in for a landing and let you all get to getting, and myself as well. So 65 state NMLS comps. And then I'll put that in the folder as well. Now I have organized information and details. I've learned about the property in doing that, A, and B, I have it in an organized fashion. And there are a lot of instances where when I'm meeting with the client or potential client, I actually will pull up, I'll bring my laptop with me. I'll tether it to my my personal hotspot, and I will open up that folder and I'll go through those different things, right? And just that demonstration or act alone, a lot of times differentiates me from who else they're talking with. Okay. Thank you all for spending time again with me this morning. The replay will be available almost immediately after on all of the channels. There are resources in the description with this. If I mentioned a resource that you can't find, just drop a comment, shoot me a DM, or call or text me at 717-571-0456. You can also, of course, email me as well. I'm happy to help as far as that goes. And I will be back tomorrow for another episode of the Closers Cafe. And tomorrow is our weekly mastermind. So on Wednesdays, we do a mastermind at 11 a.m. Eastern on Zoom that I do live stream as well. But it's more intimate and an opportunity for us to collaborate a little bit more closely together. So check that out. Check out the get your free trial of swipe4leads.com. Check it out. Please share your experiences as you use it, so we can make it better. So we can, so we can fix the kinks and the things that we need to tweak, like Harold had pointed out, and we'll get working on. And hope to see you tomorrow, one way or the other.